This is the 2010 AP Micro Form B FRQ number 3. So the table shows the quantity of good X demanded and supplied at various prices. The first question for A1 asks us, is the demand for good X relatively inelastic, uninelastic, perfectly elastic, or perfectly inelastic when the price decreases from $30 to $20? And explain. Well, if price is going down and my total revenue, as I decrease the price from 30 to 20, my total revenue would be increasing from 30 to 60, so my total revenue is increasing. Price going down, total revenue increasing. The total revenue test says that is going to be relatively elastic. Again, you can think about putting your left hand in the air, or putting your left hand down for price going down, on your right hand total revenue going up, and that is in more like an E, and that's relatively elastic. So relatively elastic. All right, the second point there is the supply elastic or inelastic or uninelastic. What is it? When the price decreases from 30 to 20, the quantity supply doesn't change. In fact, it doesn't even change when the price goes down to 10. So if we think about the elasticity equation, it's the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. So what we're saying is that 0 over whatever number this is, it doesn't matter. That's equal to 0. And 0 for elasticity means perfectly inelastic. Perfectly elastic would be infinity. Okay, and so it's the supply does not change. The explanation could just be that, but you could also talk about how the supply does not change when there's a change in price. Then number point 3 of letter A, if a per unit tax is imposed on good X, how is the burden of the tax distributed between the buyers and sellers of good X? Well, it's all on the sellers, because the sellers aren't going to be able to change their supply no matter what, so they're going to bear the burden, especially when the obviously the elasticity for demand is elastic, so the sellers will bear the burden of the tax. Then for letter B, it says assume the income elasticity of demand for good Y is -2. Using a correctly labeled graph of the market for good Y, show the effect of a significant increase in income on the equilibrium price of good Y in the short run. So we're going to draw this good Y. Now notice again, we were talking about good X before. Now we're talking about good Y. Okay, so price and quantity, and we've got supply of good Y and demand for good Y. And our income elasticity is negative, and that's important. Okay, that's income elasticity is going to be percentage change in income over the percentage change in price. And basically you can say, okay, if the price goes up and I have more income, I'm going to buy more of something. Positive over positive is a positive, and so a positive equals normal goods. I'm sorry, this should state percentage change in quantity demanded over the percentage change in income. So again, if my income goes up, I'm going to demand more goods. If my income goes up and I demand less of it, that's going to be a negative, and that's going to be an inferior good. Like ramen noodles, if I have more income, I'm going to eat more steak and less ramen noodles. So this would be an inferior good if it's negative. And so on the graph for good Y, if I have a significant increase in income, I'm going to demand less of good Y, because change the prices here, because it's an inferior good. So this would be Q2, this being my original quantity. So that is 2010 AP Micro Form B FRQ number 3.